We'll try to understand how the yoga practice is going to help our system. Altogether, we will be understanding very basic knowledge of all those systems. We'll be understanding the digestive system. Then we have a respiratory system. Then we'll try to understand our heart, cardiovascular system. And then we'll understand the endocrine system. So let's see how much we can do today. Since there are less students, we'll do 1 or 2 systems and then we'll stop for the day. Okay. Very basic knowledge of human anatomy. We will not go deeper into the systems, but yes, I will send you some PPTs, PowerPoint presentations of different authors and scientists. They talk about the human digestive system. What is the function of the system? You have gone through. The function of our digestive system is to transform the food that we eat into a usable form of energy and get rid of any waste that we don't need, so that we don't create any toxins within us. Now, what is the function of the digestive system is ingestion, that we take food, we chew the food, we swallow the food, and the digestion process starts. Once the digestion is done, then there is an absorption, then there is an assimilation, and then we throw out. So we'll try to understand what are the structures of our digestive system. The structure starts with oral cavity, mouth. In mouth we have teeth, tongue, salivary gland, saliva. So chewing, breaking down the food into smaller pieces, and secretion of saliva. So we chew the food and we mix it with saliva that contains enzymes, chemicals that break down our food into smaller particles, blocks. Those blocks are nothing but the carbohydrates, proteins, fats. Then the food will go into the pharynx, the throat. Then the glottis. Glottis, it is a flap skin, the floating fellow in the mouth that will prevent our food from entering into our lungs, so we do not cough. So when we drink, the glottis blocks the lungs, so the water is not going into the lungs and the food is not going into the lungs. That is glottis, the floating fellow. Then the esophagus. It is a pipe, transports the food to the stomach for further digestion. Okay. Now what is the process? There is a mouth. If you see the image, there is a mouth. In the mouth we have teeth, we have tongue, we have salivary gland and saliva. In the mouth, the process is happening, chewing of the food. So we chew the food in the mouth to make it in small particles and secretion of saliva. So we mix the saliva in our mouth. Okay, now that saliva will help you to liquefy your food. Okay, so that food will be into smaller particles in blocks, and that will break down into a chemical. That chemical is nothing but the fats, proteins and carbohydrates. Then the food will go into the thorax, pharynx, throat. The glottis, the one who is there in the top roof of your mouth, there is a glottis. That glottis will block so that the food can go through the esophagus, not in the upward direction in the lungs. Okay. So esophagus, what is the function of the esophagus? Esophagus will transport the food to the stomach for further digestion. Now stomach. Now storage of the stomach and chemical digestion using hydrochloric acids and saliva, the enzymes. Okay. After stomach, the food will go into the small intestine. Now, what will happen in small intestine? Digested food is absorbed into the blood and circulated throughout the body. Now, what is the function? Function is the food which is digested is absorbed into the blood and circulated throughout the body. What is the function of the large intestine? Absorbs the water to make it easier to excrete the waste food, which is not needed, is the function of the large intestine. Then the colon, the rectum, temporary storage of our poop. Liver produces and secretes the bile. Bile helps us to break down our fats. The liver helps us to break down our fats. Gallbladder stores excess bile. Pancreas will produce and secrete the hormones insulin that regulates blood sugar level. Digestion and absorption. Once digested and broken down into fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals, these molecules are absorbed into our blood at the microvilli of our small intestine. Now in our small intestine there is a microvilli, like thread like microvillis are there. Once in this blood, these molecules can be transported throughout the body and assimilated, taken to the different tissues and organs of use. Okay. Now, the food is there. We have taken the food. It is in the mouth. Chewing is done. Now it will go to the throat. Instead of going to the lungs, the glottis will block, so that it will not go into the lungs. Instead of that, lungs, it will go into the throat. After throat, it will go to the esophagus, the food pipe. After food pipe, esophagus, it will go into the stomach. In stomach, the chemical reaction will happen with the help of hydrochloric acid and saliva, the enzymes. After stomach, it will go to the small intestine. What will small intestine do? It will absorb the food into the blood and circulate throughout the body. What will large intestine do? Large intestine will absorb water to make it more easier and excrete the waste food that is not needed, which is not needed. Then the colon. Colon is a storage of our feces, poop. Liver produces the bile. Biles will help you to break down the fat. So the fats which are there in the during this chemical reaction between saliva during the chewing, the fats are created. Those extra fats are secreted by the help of liver. Then the pancreas. Pancreas will produce and secrete the hormones insulin that regulates the blood sugar level. So what will pancreas will do? Pancreas will maintain the sugar level by the help of insulin. Now the process is digestion and the absorption. Once digested and broken down into fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals, these molecules are absorbed into our blood at the microvilli of our small intestine. Once in the blood, these molecules can be transported around the body and assimilated and given to the next part, the body part, the entire body part. Yes, so this is very small. If you see the picture, the mouth is there, then the pharynx, then the glottis, esophagus, stomach, enzymes, small intestine, large intestine, colon, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and digestion and absorption. So, very small system. Starts with mouth. After mouth, it will go into the pharynx. After pharynx, it will go into the esophagus. After esophagus, it will go into the stomach. After stomach, it will go into the small intestine. After small intestine, it will go into the large intestine. After large intestine, it will go to the colon. So this system starts at the mouth and ends at the colon. Yes, and this system is almost around 7 to 8 meters long. So the food is traveling around 7 to 8 meters long. So this pipeline is around 7 to 8 meters, starting from your mouth and ends at the rectum, colon, C-O-L-O-N. Okay, now how we are going to relate with the yoga practice? Now when you practice this yoga, there is a compression, there is a pressure, there is some activity happening when you are practicing the yoga practice. For example, if I go forward bending, I am giving a compression to my belly. Pranayama, Kapalabhati, bellow breathing. I am doing some compression over here. So there is a traction, contraction happening. So those muscles are getting activated. So when those muscles are getting activated, the food is going down and the fire is created. The digestion fire is activated. And automatically when the digestion fire is activated, your system is activated. Your digestive system is activated. So how yoga and the digestive system? Example, forward bendings and twist. So when you are forward bending, when you are twisting, so when you are twisting your small intestine and large intestine. Are you getting my point? So observe that. If I am twisting, I am trying to squeeze my small intestine and large intestine. And what is happening in small intestine, large intestine? Small intestine, the food is digested and absorbed into the blood. So when you squeeze your body, when you twist your body, the food which is digested, it is absorbed. So you are trying to help to absorb your food into the blood. So when you are squeezing, when you are twisting, the digested food is absorbed into the blood and it is circulated throughout the body. What is large intestine doing? Large intestine is allowing you to poop out. So when whatever you eat and you do some twisted poses, so excretion is happening. So the food is going out of your body. The waste material, the waste which is not required, the toxins which are not required, they go out of your body. So the digestion is complete. Yes. So how asanas are going to help? Forward bending, twist. So it is recommended that we should not eat more than 3 hours before practice. Okay. So any physical activity, even jogging, swimming, gymnastics, we recommend that there should be no food intake during the at least 3 hours during the practice. Yes. I'm sorry. Light food is okay, but even that 1 hour, if it's a light food, 1 hour, 1 or 2 hour time is the gap should be there, because once you eat, within half an hour the digestion process starts. So when the digestion process starts, we should not disturb that digestion process. So if you eat meal and suddenly you go for a dance class or a gymnastics class, you will feel heaviness. So even after the meal, we do not go for a walk, the jogging. Normal walk is okay, because the energy is diverted towards the digestion process. The entire body energy is directed towards the process of digestion. So that is why we do not recommend any physical activity immediately after the meals. Okay. Now how Shatkarmas? Shatkarmas will help 6 cleansing techniques. Out of those 6, 3, the Dhauti, Nauli and Basti. Dhauti, the cleansing of your belly. Day before yesterday we tried to understand the Dhauti, Nauli, the churning of your belly, Basti, the cleansing of your colon, and Dhauti, the cleansing, Vamana Dhauti, Vastra Dhauti. Those are the 3 Shatkarmas which we do. Shankha Prakshalana. I try to make it clear that Shankha Prakshalana, we drink the water and do the 6 asanas, and again we do drink the water 6 glass, and then again we do some asanas. Those are the Shankha Prakshalana. So those are the cleansing of our intestine. Agnisara, the flapping of our belly, activating the digestion fire. Kunjal, Vamana Dhauti, cleansing the water, cleansing the stomach with water. Vatasara Dhauti. Vatasara Dhauti is cleansing the intestine with air. So like burping. Nauli, massaging and strengthening the abdominal muscles. Basti is yogic enema. Manipura Chakra. Manipura Chakra is located at the solar plexus. It is the chakra associated with fire. Samana Vayu. If you remember 5 Vayus we have understood. Samana Vayu, the prana of transformation, transforming the food into the energy and knowledge into the action. Governs the governs from below the diaphragm to the navel. Apana Vayu, prana of waste leaving the body, governs the navel to the hips. Apana Vayu and Samana Vayu. Panch prana we understood last time. So what are the asanas? Forward bending and twisting. If you see the manual, forward bendings, Padangushtasana, forward bending. So you forward bend and you grab your big toe with first 3 fingers, Padangushtasana, forward bending. Padahastasana, forward bending. Dandasana, seated bend, and Paschimottanasana, forward fold, intense forward fold. Then we have Janu Shirshasana, head to knee, again forward bending. Then Sage Marichaya pose, twisted pose. Sage Marichaya A, forward bending. Wind release pose, also forward bending. Child pose, forward bending. Then what are the asanas in? Yes. Then twisted poses. Revolved triangle, revolved extended triangle, extended side angle, revolved extended side angle. Then Marichaya C, the twisted one. Lord of Fish, the twisted one. So wherever you are giving a twist to your belly, and whenever you are giving forward bending to your belly, you are compressing your belly. So there is a compression, there is a pressure on the belly. That pressure will activate the digestion fire. That pressure will activate the digestive system. Yes, so whenever you go for forward bending and twist, you will inform your you will inform your students. Yes, look into your belly. Your digestive system is getting activated. So when you will notice whenever you go for forward bendings and twist, your poop will be more clear after the practice, because you twisted your small intestine and large intestine. So whatever is not required, the waste material, the toxins, you will poop it out. You will remove the excretion, the toxins. Yes. So very small system starts with mouth, pharynx, glottis, esophagus, stomach, small, large intestine, colon, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and the process, digestion and absorption. What is mouth? Mouth. In mouth we have teeth, tongue, salivary gland and saliva. So the chewing process is happening in your mouth. That chewing process is taken with the help of the throat to the esophagus, the food pipe. What is esophagus? It will transport your food to the stomach for the further process of digestion. What is stomach doing? Stomach have lot of chemical, the digestion chemicals using hydrochloric acid and saliva. Stomach. After stomach, the food will go to the small intestine. Small intestine will absorb the food into the blood and circulate throughout the body. Large intestine absorbs water to make it easier and to excrete the wasted food, that is, which is not required. Large intestine. So mouth, pharynx, glottis. Glottis is helping you to prevent the food entering into our lungs. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After a large intestine, the 8th one is colon. Temporary storage of fats. Liver. What is liver doing? Produces and secretes bile. Bile helps us to break down the fat. So during the process of stomach, small intestine, large intestine, the extra fat is created. The fat helps the liver will help you to break down the fats. Okay, gallbladder storage the excess bile. Pancreas. Pancreas, what is the function? Pancreas, it will produce and secretes the hormone of insulin that will regulate the sugar level in your body. So whenever you eat extra sugar, extra sweet, pancreas is the fellow who will regulate your insulin level. Okay, most of the diabetic patient, their pancreas are not working regularly. So what is pancreas doing? Pancreas will secrete insulin. What is insulin doing? Insulin will maintain the sugar level. So you must have heard most of the diabetic patients, they take the insulin injection because their pancreas are not working properly. So when your pancreas are not working properly, that means your insulin is down. So they take insulin externally. So you must have seen the diabetic patient, they take insulin in their body from the external sources. Because the pancreas are not working, they are not producing, they are not secreting the insulin in their body. So our body is a system where insulin is created with the help of pancreas. And what is insulin doing? Insulin will maintain the sugar level within your body. Yes. Then the digestion and absorption. Once digested and the food is broken down into the fats, carbohydrates, minerals, proteins, vitamins, these molecules are absorbed into the blood at the microvilli of our small intestine. So in small intestine, these fats, carbohydrates, minerals, proteins, and those are absorbed into the blood with the help of microvilli. Yes. Now, how you're going to activate your digestive system with the help of asana and pranayama? With the help of asana, you're gonna go for forward bending and twisted poses. What are those twisted poses? Wherever you twist your spine and your belly. Example, revolve triangle, revolve extended side angle, Lord of Fish, twisted Marichayasana, twisted poses. All those twisted poses will help you to activate your digestion fire. Also forward bending, Paschimottanasana, Padangushtasana, head to knee pose. All those forward bending, wherever you bring the compression on your belly, those are the forward bending poses. Along with those asanas, what are those pranayamas will activate your digestion fire? The Kapalabhati, the bellow breathing will activate your digestion fire. So asana, pranayama. The third one is cleansing technique. What are those cleansing technique? Out of 6, 3 are the cleansing technique. The dhauti, nauli and the basti. Why dhauti? Because the cleansing of small intestine and large intestine will happen with the help of dhauti. Drinking the water and vomiting. Nauli is churning your belly. And basti is cleansing of your colon, cleansing of your rectum. Yes, so these are the 3 cleansing technique. And what are those pranavayus? Samanavayu and apanavayu will help you to maintain your digestive system. Yes. Any doubt? Yes. I forgot to record the class.